Next, U.S. President Joe Biden is making a big promise in the fight against the pandemic. Enough vaccine for all U.S. adults, tens of millions of U.S. adults, by the end of May. Senior Washington editor Lindsay Duncombe is with us. With that new promise, Lindsay, Joe Biden accelerating really his rollout plan by 2 months. How is the U.S. able to move ahead so quickly?
Well, it's because the United States is making its own vaccine supply. And the announcement of that timeline moving up yesterday came along with an announcement of cooperation between two pharmaceutical companies who are competitors. Using the Defense Act, what will happen is the Merck, which is one pharmaceutical company, will actually turn around and manufacture the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which was just approved here in the United States. That's the one-dose vaccine, which is easier to store and easier to get to people than the other two approved vaccines. That's all really promising. However, the president was quick to say that having that supply to get people vaccinated so quickly does not make those challenges about finding people to do the vaccines, to overcoming vaccine hesitation, go away. So this is a goal that they hope to reach, and it certainly is a timeline that is faster. And it's happening at a time that is just this sort of moment where there's a plateau in the number of American cases. It's true that if you look at the hospitalizations, they're down. Deaths are down, and infections are down. But they're down from that horrible January peak, and it has sort of hit a plateau in the past couple of days. That concern about variants remains. So there is still that warning from the White House that things are looking so much better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but is it normal? Not quite yet. Here's Joe Biden.
When do I think things will get back to normal? I've been cautioned not to give an answer to that because we don't know for sure. But my hope is by this time next year, we're going to be back to normal, and before that, my hope.
So, listening to him there, the president sounding like he is sticking with the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control. It is warning Americans not to get too far ahead of themselves. But this morning, Lindsay, some states making it clear they have no intention of waiting.
Texas is ready to get back to normal next week. The governor made this announcement yesterday. Here's what he had to say.
I'm issuing a new executive order that rescinds most of the earlier executive orders. Effective next Wednesday, all businesses of any type are allowed to open 100%. Also, I am ending the statewide mask mandate.
Now, Heather, the governor said that that doesn't mean COVID's gone away. He's just saying that people can take individual actions to protect their safety. It's no need to have these rules in place anymore. The mayor of Houston disagrees. He says it is too fast to roll back those regulations. Here's his reaction.
I'm going to do my job. But the people who are vulnerable to this virus, get this virus, may end up in the hospital and may end up dying, those are the ones who I'm speaking for. No, he's the governor. But even the governor should be held accountable.
Mississippi made a similar announcement about removing its mask update, Heather, or mask mandate, as well as rolling back restrictions. So what we're seeing here is kind of the same thing as we saw throughout the pandemic. This is a divided nation with different governments and different approaches to whatever the next step in the pandemic will be. And we do not know what consequences, if any, those decisions will have.
Lindsay, thank you very much. Senior Washington editor Lindsay Duncombe with the big news out of the United States.